Hello again and welcome. A week ago I posted a video, Truths and Untruths, after being tagged by Christine Peace. In that video I stated 7 facts about myself, 2 of which were untrue. Well, here are the answers. Fact 1. This is true. My wife and I did get married in a castle in northern England. The castle in question is Peckforton Castle and is a particular favourite for Premiership footballers and the film setting for the movie Robin Hood, as well as several episodes of Doctor Who. Fact number 2. This is also true. I used to work undercover for the Ministry of Agriculture here in the UK as a government biologist investigating farming subsidy fraud. Most of the investigations were done in the dead of winter and involved climbing lots of hills and mountains covered in deep snow. The risk assessment had predicted that there was a high probability that some members of the team involved may be killed while doing this. As it was, although there were some serious incidents, fortunately none of these were fatal. Fact 3. As unbelievable as this story sounds, the statement is only untrue by the fact that I was never actually arrested. I really was the subject of a firearms scare that involved armed police and the deployment of the police helicopter. At the time, I drove a very similar car to the getaway car used in an armed robbery that happened in the town next to where I lived. However, when I was confronted by police officers with guns and a police marksman in a helicopter, I cooperated fully when I was taken in for questioning, and so an arrest was not necessary. Fact 4. This is also true. I have been in a submarine submerged at sea in the Atlantic Ocean. However, it was a civilian one. I never actually stated the submarine was military. Fact 5. This one is also an untruth. The actual value that was saved was £42 million, and I was acting as a member of a team rather than as an individual. The incident in question occurred when the central accounts platform at a company that I worked for lost its hard drives array on the eve of an acquisition. Had the server not been recovered, then the company would have not been sold the next day for £42 million. Fact 6. Therefore, this is also true. I have indeed had a conversation with an astronaut on board the space shuttle while it was in orbit. This was as a child and was part of the Shuttle Amateur Radio Experiment, otherwise known as SAREX, where astronauts on board the Shuttle Discovery in Columbia back in the mid-90s spoke to students back on the ground. This project has since been superseded by the ARIS project, where students can talk with astronauts on the International Space Station. And finally, fact 7. I have indeed been called a bloody idiot by the great motor racing commentator Murray Walker. I accidentally walked into him in the paddock at the British Grand Prix in 1997 and almost knocked him off his feet. As I helped him pull himself together, I suddenly realised who he was, and the only thing that I could say was, It's Murray Walker, which also happened to be the tagline to a popular British television advertisement at the time, and naturally on hearing this, his response to me was, "You bloody idiot." So, there you go, an insight into some of the many interesting things that I have done. How many did you get correct?